Hello, everybody. I'm Brian.
And I'm Brian.
And this is Brian versus Brian, episode 157. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. Okay. 2023. I know y'all heard of this. Come on, man. It's the new Turtles.
Yeah.
It's been pretty big on everybody's radar. It's got a big, what do they call that? Media push? I don't know. When did it come out? Just released. So, August 2nd, 2023. Budget of $70 million. Damn, dude. That's a lot of money. I think. Animated movie?
Animated, yeah.
It's a pretty crazy animation, though, so I guess.
Every penny is on that screen, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Nickelodeon announced Mutant Mayhem in June with Rogan, Goldberg, and James Weaver producing. Rowe as director. Spears joined as co-director soon after. Animation provided by Mikros Animation in Montreal. They're pretty cool, man. Whoever they are. And Turtle influenced by school notebook sketches. I could see that. It's pretty cool. Almost, it looks has so much depth. It almost looks like claymation.
Yeah,
at some points. It's really cool looking, man. It's just hard to describe the art style. Yeah. So, first of all, you want the goods? Where does it stack up in the Turtles mythology? Well, we'll give it to you before we hop in. Okay? It's fucking the third best Ninja Turtles movie, in my opinion.
All right.
I think Secret of the Ooze beats it a little bit. I love Secret of the Ooze. It's before they got really wacky. It's not as serious as the first one, but it's a little serious. You get some good stuff. Great turtle stuff. Costumes are still pretty good. I think Secret of the Ooze is slightly better. And I'm a sucker for live-action turtles, though. Where do you place it in the timeline?
Yeah, it's funny. Just as a little anecdote before I give my kind of ranking there. It's wild, man. Like, if you were to say, like, 6 months ago, like, hey, Brian, the 3 top movies of the year are going to be animated, or, like, your favorite 3 movies of the year are going to be animated, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. 3? Maybe 1. I'll give you 1. Maybe 1 will be one of my favorites, but 3, get the fuck out of here. And yeah, here we are, August 2023, and I think 3 of the best movies of the year so far have been animated, which is fucking nuts. And
what's the third one? Too.
I would say Across the Spider-Verse. We talked about an anime I just watched before we started recording. It's called The First Slam Dunk. It's about basketball, and then Mutant Mayhem. I think
that's like a theatrical movie.
Yeah,
I thought that was a movie you just found.
No, it was we went and saw it. It was really good.
The First Slam Dunk.
It's good shit. And then Mutant Mayhem. I mean, this is one of my favorite movies of the year. Like, it's not even close. And I think it's the best. I think it's my favorite Turtles movie.
God
100%.
dang. What the fuck? You're crazy.
100%.
This is not better than 1990 Turtles.
Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, yeah.
No, it's not. Not even close. Not even close. Well, I mean, it's kind of close. But in the stratosphere, not even close. That's ridiculous, and we'll get into why. Okay. I kind of felt like that's where you're going. You always got a wacky idea in your head. Here it goes. Best Turtles movie? Come on, guys. It's good. It's damn good.
Well, to be fair, the bar isn't that high. I mean, it's really just the first 2. I mean, the 3 is a joke. The Michael Bay movies are kind of... Oh, I've only seen the one Michael Bay movie, but...
like we said when we reviewed the first Turtles movie, that's not a low bar. Turtles 1990 is not only a good, like, Turtles movie, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
So, this one, of course, what stands out is that art style is really awesome. And the voice cast is freaking huge, man. A lot of them, though, are seriously underutilized and just to have their name there on a poster. Like, Seth Rogen barely says anything.
Yeah, and John Cena and Paul Rudd.
Says
I had to, like, who was
nothing.
Paul Rudd? And we're like, who, what? And, yeah.
Paul Rudd was a little annoying. He had too many lines, and then he was doing this strange thing with his voice that was just so weird. hi. And it's like he got the most lines out of like all the little big names, I think.
Yeah.
I just didn't find him that interesting.
Humans got to go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Baxter Stockman was a Esposito, but he dies within like 5 seconds of being on screen or some shit. You're like, okay, I thought Baxter Stockman might have more of a part to this. Jackie Chan, I think, was the standout of all the big name people.
Totally,
really awesome.
So good.
It's like how did we not figure that Jackie Chan would be a good Splinter? Why did it take this long? Ice Cube was okay. I mean, it's Ice Cube.
It's distracting as fuck. Yeah.
I just see fucking Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, man? When he comes in, and he's like saying lines from rap songs.
From his songs,
yeah. And I'm like, nah, man, that ain't good. That ain't good.
At my door at 6 a.m. I'm like, wait a minute.
Today was a good day. You know? I'm like, fuck, dude, really?
Fuck the police.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just Ice Cube. It's like they should have just had him, you know?
Yeah.
Genghis Frog was Hannibal Buress. I don't remember him like saying anything. They had what's his name? What the heck is that singer's name? Dang it, why is it not right?
Oh, it's not.
Where is it? Yeah, it's Post Malone.
Is it Post Malone? Okay.
Post Malone is. That's why I couldn't find it. Austin Post. He used his stage name, Austin Post, not Post Malone, as Ray Fillet. And then it's ridiculous. It's a kind of funny gag the first time they do it, but then they just kind of repeat it throughout. And he's a Ray Fillet.
Oh yeah. And singing.
He just sings his name. Mr. Beast makes voice acting cameos as a citizen that helps Splinter, credited as Good Human. Okay, yeah. Where did it start off? Oh yeah, it started off with the TCRI kind of lab, and Baxter Stockman's creating these. He's got a little fly baby, my baby, and then he's creating all these other monsters to be his family. He just wants a family. That's it. And it's like Bebop and Rocksteady, and their size of like fucking eggs. Size of chicken eggs in a tube.
Yeah.
And they bust in there and shoot the shit out of him. Kill him. And baby Superfly whoops their butts. And then and then what was it? Was it the TCRI guys that picked up the goo and it dropped out of their pocket? I can't remember. Someone picks up the goo. Someone picks up the goo and it drops into a storm drain. Bottom, boom. Of course there's turtles in there. We don't know how the turtles are in there. We don't get like a classic fishbowl walking.
Yeah.
Oh, my turtles. It's just they're just there. And then what does it say? 15 years later?
Yeah, I think it's 15.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't even get their origin right then, which was strange. I was like, okay. 15 years later, and then we got the turtles. I think they're going to get groceries, and that's what their life consists of in this universe. It's just errands.
Yeah.
This is one thing I didn't like about the movie. There's quite a few choices I didn't like that they took, as far as Turtles lore and things. And it's okay. It's nothing as crazy as fucking Michael Bay. I can live with these choices. I just didn't personally like them because I'm used to the older Turtles, but. So they're getting groceries. I love man. These kids together are fucking amazing,
dude. They're so good. Yeah, so
as
good.
the Turtles. I didn't find Mikey to be that Mikey-ish to me. You know what I mean? He wasn't as wacky or was like the old Mikey because they're all kind of funny in this one. They're all kind of good, so he doesn't stand out as the wacky funny one anymore when they're all funny. So I was like a little disappointed in that, but it's okay because they're all good. And Raph was he's not the asshole anymore. He just he has rage problems, but he always uses it to help. And he doesn't really project it at his brothers at all.
Yeah.
But there is some funny stuff, man. You got anger problems.
I've been dreaming about rage for the past couple of days.
I've been dreaming about beating someone up. Yeah, so they're getting the grocery list and they're reading it off. and they make it sound really cool. And then they have that cool scene where their eyes are white, but then it goes to the real animation. That was cool. And you're gonna get eggs, Mikey. You're on junk food, of course. And then something about Donatello's a real standout too. Donatello's like, well, he says a party size Cool Ranch Doritos, and he's very serious about the party size. He underlined party size twice. Party size, remember?
Oh my god!
And he's like, and then they talk about all they're eating is like, I don't remember if they're making fun of Splinter or something. Obviously, they eat a lot of cheese and Doritos. It's like Doritos fingers, and I don't remember, probably all clogged up from all the cheese. Talk about pooping. There's something in there that was pretty wacky.
Like, how was your head up Splinter's ass?
Yeah. So then they're doing their shopping. That's pretty cool stuff. They're like hiding in the stores and bodegas and different places they have to get this stuff. And then they what did they do to get the Doritos? They broke into like a shipping cart or a truck.
I think it was a truck. Something. Yeah, they jump onto.
And crack it open, party-size Doritos. They got a Doritos sponsorship because that's real. Pizza Hut has a sponsorship, I believe. There's real Pizza Hut boxes. But then I was like, wait a minute. What the fuck, dude? They're stealing all this shit? I was like, that is not Turtles, dude. You don't steal. They're like, usually they have to steal it because they can't buy it, but they leave the money. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like to order a pizza, take the pizza through the grate and put some money out. They never stole anything. They're not fucking thieves. And it's like these guys are doing this every night. Stealing. Yeah. They're the Foot Clan. It's like the Foot Clan from the first movie. Doritos missing, televisions missing, crime wave sweeping the city. So I didn't like that. I was like, dude, you can't make them thieves. They're heroes. They're going around just stealing all sorts of shit. So I didn't like that. I wish they would have explained that a little better. Maybe had them address it later, like we've been stealing all this stuff, and kind of change their mindset, but they didn't. They just kind of went with it. So that's one of the things I didn't like. Small gripe, but I thought it was a big gripe at the time. I was like, whoa, hey, they're just fucking thieves.
You think when they're at the store stealing, because I thought the same thing, like, oh, they're gonna take all the stuff and they're just gonna like, when the lady's like reading the book behind the counter, they're gonna like drop cash on the counter, but no. They go to like 4 different places and steal a bunch of shit. Yeah, it's crazy.
And then the is it at this point we get to April? Kind of early on.
Well, we kind of start getting the emotional core of the movie.
Oh yeah, they stayed out and watched Ferris, didn't they? Yeah. They stayed out and watched Ferris Bueller.
They want to belong in the world, but Splinter kind of.
And for some reason, watching Ferris Bueller just broke their heart about how they couldn't attend high school and they couldn't stop a parade. And I was like, okay, that's a weird.
It was funny though. They're like, is that real? I was like, yeah. When you were in high school, you can definitely take over a full parade or a float or whatever it was.
It's a weird way to launch this thing, but okay. And it's cool that Ferris Bueller was real. It's like real footage in this crazy animated world, and they're just playing Ferris Bueller. Yeah, so they see that and they got to go home. And then Leonardo immediately like narcs on him when they get caught at night. Where were you? Jackie Chan is just so good as fucking Splinter. Where were you? Don't lie to me. And then Leo's like, oh, no, man, we went to a movie. Leo! And all of them. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh, no, it's one of the best little bits of the movie where I think Mikey's like, you ratted on us. And then Splinter's like, hey, do not use that word in the derogatory.
You don't use that word that way. Yeah. That was great. And then, okay, and then he sentences them to not going up to the surface for a month. No stealing for a month. Oh, man. Then they're all in bed, and they all have like a fucking cell phone. So they all got little lights shining on their faces in their little bunk beds, and they're all talking, and they're all pissed at Leo still. And anyways, they all go to bed. I don't remember what was said.
I think they're like something like they're just kind of dreaming. Like, what would you do if you were in high school? Oh, I would do this, or I would find a girlfriend. You think that's possible? And like they're just kind of dreaming.
I like Raph. No offense, but I would leave you guys. It just pains me to think that the last thing I could see before I die is your faces. I just can't fathom that. No offense. Yeah, I think. What did they sneak out again, or is this their first time back out? I can't remember if their first time going out again was a sneak. It must have been, or did we time jump a month?
Yeah, I don't remember. It must have been. Yeah, but that's the scene where they're throwing. They're doing like target practice with a watermelon, which is pretty good.
Oh, did they go into the origin by that time because of the punishment?
Yeah, that was like part of the punishment. Splinter's like, I'm gonna tell you the story again.
I'm gonna tell you the story of why we don't go up to the real world. And he's like, no, please, and just for that, I'm gonna take the long version. And then it goes, I was a happy rat. It shows him and all this. No, I was not happy. Yeah. Everyone hated me. It's like another rat. You're like, wah! Even a raccoon hated me. It shows this raccoon. Yeah. Everywhere I looked, people were trying to murder me or kill me. And it's especially humans. And then it shows a bunch of humans trying to attack him. I had no friends. I had to scour the sewers for trash to eat. And everyone tried to kill me. And then one day, I saw you guys. And there's the 4 turtles in the ooze. And he's like, and you were covered in this ooze. And the little turtle comes up to him. And he's scared. And the turtle kind of nudges him. Like a dog would with his head.
Cute. Yeah.
And he's like, and this was the first time I met any other creature that didn't want to kill me. Like, so I knew I had to take care of you. So he scoops him up. And I don't remember what he says, but he says something along the lines of, and then the next morning, you had doubled in size. And he was like, I just love this line. I don't remember how he phrases it, but he's like, and because you were young turtles, you started to grow as baby turtles. But since I was older, I started to grow as older. It really makes a lot of sense if you think about it. It's good because, like,
oh my god.
So that was great. So they're kind of pointing out some of the weird things about the Turtles lore. And then, and then it has like the medium turtles where they're like toddlers, and those are really cool. And it's you were obsessed with the human world, and they're all looking up to the sewer grate and stuff. So I decided to show you the human world. It didn't go very well. Yeah. And so you got the crowd of people. It's a rat man! Kill it! And they're just throwing stuff Jesus. At it. It's like, oh. Yeah, and they're all chasing him. He's trying to hold the 4 babies, and drops one, and is about to get run over by a car. Has to save it. And anyways, I think they escape back to the sewer.
Yeah.
And he says something like, it's another thing I didn't really like was the explanation of how they're ninjas. I just think it means so much more if you like have a sensei, you know, that you had this bond with and you're honoring him. I just think that's so much cooler than I had to find a way to protect you from the murderous humans. And so what he does is just basically watch, kung fu movies and learns ninjutsu. But what was cool is Seth Rogen is approximately somewhat close to our age group. So he knows how to do a montage, man. And when you do a montage, you do it to push it to the limit. That's just how it's done.
Oh, yeah, totally.
That's a Scarface. Push it to the limit.
That's the way to do it, yeah.
Limit! And then it's showing, with that meme going around, it's just everyone loves it. And it's showing, like, footage of videos and them fucking practicing. And I love it's a bunch of footage of, like, Jackie Chan movies. Mm-hmm. So that was great. Drunken Master and all this shit. That was really cool. But, I would have liked a better explanation for the reason of them being ninjas. But that's what we got in this one. And then I think that's pretty much it. By the end of that montage, we're back to normal time. And anyways, they're out practicing with their weapons and stuff and doing some pretty funny stuff. And oh yeah, another thing, there's some cool music.
The soundtrack's really cool awesome. Soundtrack is great. Yeah,
really 90s stuff, pulling from like Turtle eras.
Yeah, stuff we grew up with. Yeah,
we even get a bit of ninja rap in there, which was cool. I wish we would have got some of that TURTLE power. That would have been nice.
Yeah,
but we got ninja rap.
It's a shame that ninja rap. I don't know how you feel about this, but it's a shame that ninja rap kind of is the song for that early franchise. I think Turtle Power is a way better song, personally. But
TURTLE power. Yeah, I don't find.
Not that ninja rap's a bad song. I'm just saying if I were to choose
I love it. It kind of. I mean, ninja rap is Turtles 2. Turtle Power, Turtles 1. I mean, it's Vanilla Ice, so
yeah.
I don't know. I've always loved the song. Ninja rap.
Just go ninja, go.
It's nice. But I think the real song that should be honored is the fucking theme song. I wish we would have got some of that in here. The That's the fucking Danny Elfman Batman to the Turtles. You know what I mean? Just so iconic. Yeah, they're practicing with the weapons, and what happens? They
throw a ninja star that goes over the roof and onto the street, and it hits April's helmet, I think, if I remember right, and knocks her off.
Yeah, well, at first they just hear her scream and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, Leo's like, oh my God, what was it? Did you hear that? And then I love Raph. No, man, that's a pity. Nothing we could do about it. You guys want to go get pizza or what? Then they look down there, and has a ninja star in her helmet. She could have died. She's like, you hit me with a ninja star. Man, you guys better get down here. She's yelling at him. She's like, oh, we got to go. And then Leonardo thinks she's beautiful or something for some reason. It kind of takes the place of Mikey having the crush from the old movies.
Yeah.
No, we need to go help that super beautiful human girl. And they're like, what? We need to help her, guys. Oh, yeah, because she gets her scooter stolen while they're, like, talking to her.
Yeah.
And they're, like, trying to warn her, no, behind you, scooter. It's our fault. Is it really, though? I mean, we tried to warn her. She didn't turn around. Is it our fault? I mean, I think she just should have been paying attention better. I don't know if that's on us. So they chase down the scooter robbers who happen to be working for TCRI, gathering equipment, too. They're just thieves, just like the Turtles are. And what's the difference? You're stealing scooters, you're stealing Doritos. They're both thieves, okay, in my book.
A thief's a thief.
And you get there, they have to get the scooter back. Oh, well, that's really great stuff. It's like, we got to stop them. It's like, we've never been in a real fight, ever. I don't know. This is scary. And then, of course, Raph's like, but I'm dreaming about a fight every day of my life. Like, whoa, Raph, you need counseling or something, man.
And at some point, I don't know if it's a star or something gets stabbed into Donnie's leg, and then it becomes a whole thing. There's so many good moments in that.
Yeah, that's before they even start fighting. They're like just doing some kind of posing stuff, and they accidentally hit something, and I know a sigh, bounces off some shit, hits him, and like, ah! And then that's pretty good. I think it would be sick. And then after that they start fighting the people and kicking their ass. And it's funny, there's some brutal stuff in this. Like, Raph jumps on a guy, and, like, they all have these, like, helmet things. I think it's this point. Maybe it's later. But anyways, Raph jumps on a dude and, like, just stabs it right into his face.
Yeah.
Like, just, and it's like, oh, that guy's probably dead.
Yeah, dead.
Man. Like, what
Thieves
the fuck?
and killers.
And he, like, gets him. Ah! Yeah, they're just kicking ass, and then at the end they revel in their work. Like, oh my God, look at it. Everyone's like fucked up. Like, that was awesome. And then April comes in, and they have to hide. I know you guys are there. I can see you, and yada, yada, yada. And there's some pretty funny shit. And it's like, this is just, it's sus for you guys to be hiding right now. And then who says it?
I think it was Donnie.
Donatello. And it's like, she called us sus. That's really sus. It's really not good. We don't want to be sus. Because they've like the only thing they know of the word is on the internet and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, it's even more sus for you to be discussing it right now, whispering. And then they come out, and she's amazed. And, oh my God! So you're crime fighters that dress as turtles. That's cool. And she comes up and starts feeling on Leonardo. This is awesome. What is this, like a latex? How do you get into this? Mm-hmm. And then she's squeezing on him. She's like, that's your skin. That's your skin. And she gets real scared. Then Mikey's like, you want to discuss this over some pizza? And of course she's like, how do you feel about pepperoni? And oh, we didn't think that would work. And then they're discussing it over pizza and stuff like that. She's a reporter for school, trying to be a reporter outside of school. And then they come up with this plan, right? Is it right then? Did they come up with the plan? I don't know. There's a plan. If they can, Superfly's on not a killing spree, but a thieving spree, just like they are. And it's kind of, there's some news broadcasts throughout the movie, kind of like the Foot Clan. People know who Superfly is for some reason. The Superfly! Yeah. Like, they know his name, but no one's ever seen him. And if they can stop him, they'll make humans like them, and then they can go to school. They can, like, be free.
They can be part of the world, yeah.
They'll be heroes, yeah. And I think there's a reference. They will be like the Avengers or something. And, so that's the plan. So they decided that's when they start fighting crime. Like they're sneaking out to build a reputation as crime fighters. So that's the reason why they're stopping all these little crimes.
Yeah, there's like at some point I don't remember the chain of events. But basically, they know somebody with information, and then I think we get our second montage of the movie, which I believe is set to No Diggity, if I remember correctly, which is dope. But I think they go from like person to person trying to get information, and that person says, oh, you got to go talk to that person, and then they kind of do a montage of all these different locations they have to go talk, and then and they finally get to the last guy who's like, did he give him to another person? I don't remember, or he just gave it up at that point. Oh yeah, he's like, oh, I stole this thing for Superfly. If he doesn't, he's gonna kill me. And so at that point,
we got to meet him tonight.
Device. Yeah, we're gonna meet him tonight.
Yeah, and Raph makes him talk. And then he tells him everything, and Raph just shocks him in the face and knocks him out. And then I don't remember which one of the other turtles, maybe Donnie. Donnie seems like the Mikey of the situation now. He's kind of like has the best lines and stuff. Mm-hmm. And he's like, but he talked. He's like, and so they got to meet up with Superfly, and they meet him. But the second time April sees the turtles, I think is really good. Like she's written down, she has so many questions for him. She's written down all these questions. Yeah. And one of the questions you see on the pad is, how many people did Raphael stab? Question mark. Because he's just stabbing people. I thought that was great.
Oh yeah, two of the best bits of the movie. There's a setup for something that comes later, but Splinter always instills fear into them by saying that don't go with humans because they'll milk you, and it's kind of like an early joke, but we'll get to that later. But the other part that I was like dying was, I think it may be after, because they're like in the street in the alleyway by the van, and they're like, oh, we're gonna go to the meetup. And then I think Donnie's like, yeah, I can pretend I'll give him an egg and cheese sandwich. And then all four of them just go on this like 2-minute weird rant that has nothing to do with anything. And I was like, that was like one of the most perfect Ninja Turtles moment in like all of the movies. Like them just bantering of just absolute nonsense was the funniest thing to me. It was so good.
Yeah, and the Leonardo.
Oh, yeah.
And they get to the school. We don't got to go over every beat. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's so much.
I love the April O'Puke.
Puke girl?
Yeah, you're Puke girl? You're April O'Puke? Yeah, she's like, I thought I could read the morning announcements, and It shows her, and she's just just this ridiculous vomiting. And then it was turned into a meme, and then it was remixed. It was made into a TikTok, all this stuff.
Oh my god,
so good. And then later on, she does it. She's commandeers the news to make sure the news tells the real story that the turtles are good, because they're roping all the turtles in with the bad mutants. And she reads it again and pukes again. I'm sorry.
I thought I'd be over that. Yeah,
I thought I was over that by now. So that was good. Yeah. So another thing that I just didn't quite like the direction was, kind of all the mutants instantly turn good, right? Because they turn good and they turn against Superfly because they don't. Oh, we really don't want to cure all the humans. Oh, and I was like, okay. So Bebop and Rocksteady are fighting with the Turtles, like they're all a team. I was like, I don't know. I don't really like this. I wish they would have stayed evil, because it's just they're Bebop and Rocksteady, man. They're not your buddies. They're bad guys. Anyway, so all the mutants are fighting against a kaiju Superfly. And that battle was kind of a little bit superhero trope-ish and boring, but that's okay, because the movie was pretty damn good. Yeah, and they beat him and yada yada yada, and all the while there was this chick who was like kind of behind everything, like masterminding a lot of stuff. What was her name? Something Utron. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's Utrom. I think you're right.
And Utrom is the name of the species from the comic books that Krang is. And the first time you see her, you see this weird thing on her head. It's like hair, but I was like, man, I bet that's because in the comics, the Utroms go under your head and then they control you. Like they're sitting on top of your head and then they control the person. So I thought that was going to be what she was. Like she's actually the Krang character. I still think there'll probably be some reveal later. We'll probably get
They're not. We're not done with them. Yeah.
With her name being that, I imagine she's going to be our entrance to those characters or Krang. I bet she's being controlled by them or told what to do. So by the end of the movie, she's like, this is the after credit scene, which I had to stay for because I found out there was one. Oh, you get them going to high school. That's the last thing I didn't like. It's like now they can go to high school, and it's like they don't have their bandanas on. They're just in clothes. I'm like, that's a whack look to me. It's like I want to see the Turtles looking like the Turtles. If this is where they're going, are they going to look like this through most of it? Because I'm not okay with that. I want some bandanas, and like I thought the designs were great of the suits and the different belts and stuff. Donnie's got like a fanny pack with his cell phone in it, and like I loved the designs. So I didn't like that. I'm hoping something happens and they have to go back into hiding, because I do not like the Turtles being able to be in the open. It's just not Turtles for me.
Yeah, my assumption is that the second movie, oh, by the way, on top of, if we're going back to the mid-credit scene, we get the reveal that Shredder is going to be entering the story in the next one. So my assumption is that the next movie will be their struggles with high school life. So they're going to have their own individual problems dealing with being in high school. And then while also trying to it's like a Spider-Man thing. Like they're trying to maintain being a superhero at night, trying to fight crime, but also like what it is to be a teenager and trying to I'm assuming that's the direction they're going to go. But maybe I'm wrong. We'll see.
Yeah. I just really hope things get out of hand and they're, I don't know, classic Spider-Man. They're framed and now they're kind of villains.
Yeah.
But they're heroes. They're vigilantes, so they have to go back into hiding. Because I just don't want Turtles out and about. I want you in the sewers. I want you hiding. I don't like this hiding in plain sight. And when we're accepted and loved, that's okay for an ending. Hopefully they get back.
Yeah, also, that's just weird to me. I have a lot of nitpicks for I love this movie, but that doesn't mean I don't have my own. You have some issues, and I do as well. If we're talking about the ending, the other thing that was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about this, is that all the mutants are now living with them. So I'm like, how do you, in the next movie, it's hard enough to like get you to care about 4 characters and give them a nice arc and heart thing. But now you're entering 5 more characters you got to deal with. Like, maybe they're smart enough to make that work in the next movie, but I'm just like, I already know that some of those characters, they're already underserved in this movie. So like, what are they going to do in the next movie?
Yeah,
So
I don't want to see Bebop and Rocksteady living with the Turtles. I'm hoping somehow I'm thinking the Shredder turns them against the Turtles, and now he acquires these bad guys and Bebop and Rocksteady, in a somewhat organic way to turn them, and that's where we end up, hopefully. I didn't quite like the Shredder was just some guy. We got just a guy who can hunt them down, called the Shredder, and then you kind of show some spikes and him looking at the city.
He's like silhouetted.
It's like he's just a guy that like hunts. He's a good at hunting people down. I was like, I hope. Obviously, we're gonna get more info, but that just doesn't hit as hard as a fucking kung fu master that has a connection to the other guy from back in the day. You know what I mean? So we'll see how Shredder hits in this new, and what his origins actually are. But they have a whole TV show to get ready for Shredder, because they've already announced 2-season show, then a second movie. I was talking to Dave about this. We were worried that the show, what kind of budget will the show have? Is it going to be able to have the quality of animation that the movie has? Is it going to be hand drawn and just try to take some of the style? I don't know how that's going to work, because I don't know if you can do this on a television show.
Yeah, you ain't getting 70 million, I can tell you that. I mean, it's going to be a fraction of that. Yeah,
it's expensive looking animation. I really hope they don't draw it and just have it kind of look like it. And I'm like, oh no.
I mean, maybe they get close. When I think about 70 million, you also have to take into account that like 70 million is part of marketing, paying your actors, acquiring the songs, all the songs. So like, when you get rid of all of that, maybe it could be close. I don't know what that would be if you factor those out, but I still don't think that it would be close enough to make it look as good as it does here.
I mean, you still got to pay most of those actors.
Oh yeah, I guess you're still paying. I hope the kids they're all the same cast, right?
They haven't said anything. I hope so, because it's like you put all these bad guys that are living with him now, so now you got all those stars. Of course, you got Jackie Chan. Splinter's going to be there.
Yeah.
You got all these people. You still got to pay them to do the voice for the show. So we'll see how that goes.
Get imitators, which would be kind of a bummer, but
yeah. So yeah, man, it was fun. Looked awesome, dude. Like Jesus, it's just you're awing at the animation. Really, it overtakes a lot of the movie. It's like what's going on screen is almost not as interesting as what it looks like on screen. I'm just marveling and looking at little things at the side, like you wouldn't normally, looking at backgrounds and stuff you wouldn't normally care about, just trying to see more of that art style. And then like explosions and like, what was it? Dust and clouds are almost like more like a hand drawn.
Yeah, like squiggly lines
inside the CG. That was really awesome. So yeah, the animation style was just fucking bonkers, dude. So cool looking. For me, third best Ninja Turtles movie. I mean, it's a toss up right there. It might be second best. That's a possibility. But even at second or third best, it's a 8.6 to me. Those other ones are, maybe second one might be higher. I don't know. I'd put the second one maybe on par. But the first one to me is like a 9. I really love it. But this is 8.6, still very high. I was very pleasantly surprised with Turtles that we've gotten lately. My expectations were pretty low, even though I saw the trailers and thought the art style was amazing. I was like, man, they could still really screw this up. And I thought it was really good. So awesome that we're finally getting the ball rolling on some Turtles again. We'll get some good Turtles content.
Yeah, good Turtles, that's for sure. Yeah, I feel like I'm that guy this week, which is like the guy who goes and sees this movie and it's like the greatest thing, and I'm always like, relax. It's like a 7 or an 8. Let's be real. This week I am that guy. This movie just resonated with me, man. This movie I thought was just so fucking fun and a joy to watch from beginning to end. There's not a dull moment. It's extremely entertaining. The voice acting is top notch. The characters are great. The movie has a good heart to it. I would argue that there's more heart in the first 10 minutes of this movie than in any of the Michael Bay movies. Like, it's not even close. Yeah, some of the stuff we talked about. I love the soundtrack. This is like hip hop that I've grew up with. You and I grew up with here in like ODB and fucking De La Soul. The score, by Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, is awesome. I've been kind of listening to it off to the side. I'm kind of biased on that because Nine Inch Nails is my favorite band, so I kind of love that kind of shit. So the score is fucking great. There are so many jokes that like I want to see it again because I feel like there's so many. I was too busy laughing at one to miss the second and third joke in the same scene. So like, there's so many fucking funny moments. It was just funnier than I thought it was going to be. But I guess I was expecting. I mean, it's co-written by Seth Rogen. So, and yeah, overall, man, I just thought this was an absolute just fucking joy to watch. And what a great way to like end the summer movie blockbuster season, because I don't think there's really anything after this. And yeah, this is just honestly one of my favorite movies of the year. I do have some nitpicks. I would say that Ice Cube was very distracting. And I kind of miss the old days where like, Disney would hire voice actors that weren't famous. Like that was their profession. Like no one could tell me who the fuck voiced Beast or Belle or fucking Gaston. No one fucking knows. But those actors were like great. Or Aladdin. Who the fuck no one knows who voiced Aladdin. So like I don't know. I think that and I think Robin Williams is the one that kind of changed the industry of like a major star coming into animation. Anyways, kind of rambling here, but it is distracting when you hear like a big movie star. I don't know. It's just like I would have rather to had him voiced by somebody I don't know. It's like the Turtles. I don't know any of those. I don't even know what any of those kids even look like, and I wasn't bothered by that because I don't know what they look like. So I was just sucked into their characters. But every time Ice Cube showed up, it was just like, oh, it's Ice Cube or Rogan. Every time Rogan talked, it was like, hey, it's Rogan. And the other nitpick I have is that if I need to be fair, because when we reviewed Michael Bay, I went on this huge rant about the backstory of the Turtles, which in that movie, it's almost the same, which is that Splinter wants to make sure that the Turtles can protect themselves, so he picks up a ninjutsu book and then teaches them. That's not really that much different here. So if I'm going to criticize that movie, I might as well criticize this one. And I think that even though that montage is fun and it's got some good laughs, there's like YouTube videos mixed in with martial arts stuff, it's still at the end of the day, like especially when Shredder's coming into the next movie, it just hits harder when they know each other and there's a backstory and there's a confrontation showdown. So I was a little bummed out that they didn't keep that original backstory in there.
Yeah.
But overall, those are just some nitpicky stuff.
There's no talk of Hamato Yoshi or Oroko Saki in any of this. So it'll be interesting if those characters are just not even utilized. Like, we'll see.
Yeah. So I'm going much higher than you because, like I said, I can't wait to rewatch this. I'm probably going to rewatch it a lot. It's a brisk. I don't know. It was an hour and 50, hour 45. I don't know. I loved it, man. This is one of my favorite movies of the summer and the year. This to me is a 9.3. I fucking loved it. It was great. It like I had expectations, but this just fucking blew. It was way better than I thought it was going to be, and I thought it was going to be good. I didn't think it was going to be this good.
Yeah, right on. I mean, that's not that much higher. It's a couple.
Yeah, that's only a couple points. Yeah,
high 8 versus low 9.
Yeah,
I can understand that. They miss an opportunity though, when like, all the milking shit was so funny. We forgot the machine.
I'm so sorry, Mikey.
The machine. We don't have nipples, Dad. You don't need a nipple to be milk. And then I love it. They're actually getting milked. Oh my God, he was right. And then Splinter gets there.
Splinter fight scene was cool.
Saves them from the machine. And he's like, what is that? What were they doing to you? Oh, nothing. They just captured us. And he's like, does that thing say milking machine? No, Dad. I told you they were milking you. What did I say? You would be milked. I told you, these humans.
Oh my God, dude.
Of course you don't listen to me and you get milk.
So good. I just love that fucking insert close-up shot of the ultra milking machine. Whatever it was.
I can't believe we're here getting milked. Splinter was right. And then, I think we missed a great opportunity during all his fight scenes. I was just waiting. I thought for sure with Seth Rogen working on this movie, they're going to do it. I was just waiting for him to say, I don't want no trouble.
Yeah.
just be fighting. I was like, no, he didn't do it. No.
Yeah. I did appreciate in his fight scene, he used some of the, some objects in the room like Jackie Chan would. And like at one point, he uses a chair to fight. I don't know. I was like, oh, this is like watching a Jackie Chan movie. I thought that was kind of cool.
Sweet. Yeah, guys, go to the theater. Check it out, man. A theater box office, I think this weekend was bucking. I just read something about it's booming because they got Barbie, Oppenheimer, and Turtles all in the theater at once. So yeah, go check it out. 8.6, 9.3. Awesome movie, really fun.
Yeah, I'm all in for the show, man. I'm gonna watch every fucking episode of it. I can't wait. I mean, it sucks because the strikes are happening, so nothing's gonna come out anytime soon.
Yeah, it's gonna take forever. These guys are gonna be adults now. They were leaning so heavy on they're actual teenagers. It's like not anymore.
Be in their mid-20s. By the time the sequel comes out.
I mean, because this movie took 3 years, so fuck. Yeah. Hopefully they can expedite some shit. I don't know. Yeah, it sucks. That strike is ruining everything. Fucking AI, fucking Skynet, ruining the movies.
There's going to be a moment in the future. I don't know when, but it's going to be inevitable where you and I are going to be reviewing nothing but retro movies for probably a month or two. Because the way this is panning out, I don't think we're going to see any new releases for a while. At some point, obviously, we have releases that are already slated, but at some point, we'll hit a hole.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Dune 2 might get pushed to next year. I was like, no, give me Dune 2 this year.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just not that interested in Dune 2. This is a fucking bore fest. Let's get some more bore fest. Let's get some more bore fest going on.
It's a bore fest.
All right, guys. Yeah, 8.6, 9.3. Check it out. Thanks for joining us, as always. We're on Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, whatever they call it, Spotify, and then here on YouTube to join you in the video flesh. We appreciate having you. Please like and subscribe if you're here on the YouTube. Do whatever the equivalent would be on podcast things. You can subscribe to those, I'm sure. Yeah, so it tells you when the new ones come out, which is every Sunday. We've been pretty consistent. Appreciate you guys, and until the next Vs, we say peace.
Peace.